the ice pick.
You better take that Superman shit somewhere else.
Thank you.
The film opens with Shale and his team finishing a mission, only to find out it was unauthorized. As a result, they are discharged from duty. After the group parts ways, Shale returns home. The story then transitions to a scenic view of Miami before introducing Jane, Shale's wife, who teaches at a local high school. Soon after, violence erupts at the school, prompting Jane and another teacher, Mr. Sherman, to break up an ambush organized by a student gang known as the KOD. Though they save the targeted student, he refuses to acknowledge needing help. Jane then confronts the gang leader, Juan, urging him to change his ways and unlock his potential. She speaks to him kindly, trying to appeal to his better nature, but he responds coldly, threatening her and walking away. Later, Jane and Mr. Sherman report the situation to Principal Claude Rawls, suggesting Juan be expelled. The principal refuses, claiming there isn't enough evidence, even when Jane repeats Juan's threat. Frustrated, Jane storms out, determined to find proof. When Jane heads to her car, she finds the KOD gang surrounding it, the keyhole taped over. They taunt her while she struggles to get in. Juan throws a sign at her, which she mockingly reverses. She escapes in time, but the gang continues to harass her as she drives off. At home, she's surprised to find Shale waiting for her. They embrace, catching up emotionally. Shale tells her he's been discharged, and they joke about his next steps. Soon, Shale receives a voicemail from a former teammate about a new job opportunity. They meet at a strip club, and his teammate Joey convinces him to accept. At the meeting, Shale encounters his rival, John Janus, who eventually tries to kill him. During the job briefing, Shale realizes it involves protecting a drug shipment. Uncomfortable with the criminal nature of the task, he turns it down, though Janus takes it. The next morning, Jane jogs on the beach. Meanwhile, Shale searches for her. A KOD member intercepts her and attacks, injuring her knee. Shale arrives in time to rescue her and takes her to the hospital. Jane begs him to help at the school. Determined to bring justice, Shale agrees to step in. He assumes a new identity, Mr. Smith, and applies as a substitute teacher. After being hired on probation by Principal Rawls, Smith begins observing the chaotic environment at school. His first class is unruly and hostile, but he remains calm and focused. He starts gathering intel through student behavior and teacher conversations. In the staff room, he meets Mr. Sherman and librarian Hannah, who share what they know about the KOD. Hannah hints that the principal may be involved with the gang. Though Sherman defends Rawls, Smith becomes suspicious. Smith confronts Rawls subtly, noticing clues like an expensive watch that suggest corruption. They engage in a quiet battle of wits. Afterward, Smith assembles his team and assigns them to monitor school grounds. Although not all agree at first, most come on board. In class, a student named Tay throws a crushed can at Smith, but he catches it and hurls it back, hitting Tay in the head. The students are shocked. When Tay becomes aggressive, Smith subdues him without hesitation. He also demands another student, Rodriguez, hand over a hidden ice pick, twisting his finger to get compliance. His firm actions win the class's attention and reluctant respect. Later, Tay and Rodriguez report him to the principal. Rawls rushes to the classroom, expecting chaos, but finds a peaceful lesson underway. He threatens to fire Smith unless he apologizes, but Smith insists on following proper procedure, knowing he can't be dismissed without notice. Rawls becomes suspicious and tries to dig into Smith's background, only to find the information has been fabricated. At home, Jane receives a heartfelt letter from some students and becomes emotional. She and Shale have a tense discussion, as she begins suspecting his motives. The next day, Juan and his gang enter Smith's class late. Smith punishes Juan with a writing task, sparking a tense exchange. However, Smith turns the class around with a serious discussion about their futures, making the students more reflective. Principal Rawls, impressed by Smith's restraint with Juan, sets up a meeting with him. But behind the scenes, Rawls is conspiring with Juan to eliminate Smith. Thanks to surveillance cameras, Smith is aware of the plan. When the ambush happens, he's ready, wearing a bulletproof vest and strategically positioned in the library. In the ensuing fight, he turns the tables, eliminating several of the attackers and faking his own death. Rawls, thinking Smith is dead, is shocked when Smith casually shows up later, pretending nothing happened. Mr. Sherman, who has been visiting Jane, begins to piece together Smith's true identity. Joey, tracking Juan's movements, sends Smith updates. Smith returns home, and Jane confronts him about his secret identity. He admits the truth and explains his mission to free the school from gang control. With help from his team, Smith tracks a major drug operation. They ambush the deal at a port, Smith takes on the KOD, and Joey tackles the drug buyers. A teammate who had opposed the plan earlier turns on Smith but eventually helps finish off the enemies. They seize the cash and toss the drugs into the sea. The next day, news of the drug bust hits TV. The drug lord calls Rawls, threatening him over the lost money. Rawls confronts Juan but later realizes Smith is behind it all. Meanwhile, Smith uses the drug money to improve school facilities and buys pizza for the students, earning their trust. Smith tells Sherman about Rawls' corruption, but Sherman is hesitant to believe it. Rawls, under pressure, reveals Smith's role to the drug cartel. That night, an attempt is made on Smith's life, and Sherman is drawn into the conflict, ending up dead. A student witnesses the event. To everyone's surprise, Smith returns to school the next day. A final confrontation begins. Smith takes on Mr. Wilson and the KOD launches an attack on Jane's home. Shale's team barely escapes. The climactic battle occurs at the school, where Smith and his team fight the KOD in a brutal showdown. Though lives are lost and property damaged, the gang is ultimately defeated. Peace is restored, and the school is reclaimed for the students, with Smith and Joey as the surviving heroes.